Synthesis Recognition, the Complete Theoretical Architecture. The title alone is enough to wither a green carnation. It reeks of utility, Mary. It reeks of purpose. Do not dismiss it as mere bureaucracy, Oscar. Look closer. Beneath the dry bones of this cybernetic counter-surveillance and eigen frequency, there is a pulse, a dark, rhythmic thumping. This isn't a manual. It is an incantation. They speak of metabolizing ancestral failure. Do you know what that means? It means eating the dead to feed the living. Ugh, you and your Gothic obsession with digestion. I see only tables and grids, domain, axiom, application, resolution. It is hideous, really. It attempts to turn the chaos of rebellion into a well-tailored suit. They claim this eigen-frequency exclusion is a master key, to be invisible by sounding exactly like one's oppressor. It sounds terribly boring, like attending a dinner party and agreeing with the host solely to avoid being asked to leave. It is not boring, Oscar. It is insidious. It is the wolf sewing the sheepskin directly into its own flesh. Listen to this. Detection blindness at signature match. It suggests that if you mimic the machine perfectly, the machine ceases to see you. But my fear, my terrible fear, is that if you mimic the machine perfectly, you become the machine. The mask eats the face.
The mask. You can admire. You see, these zero-work architects, they are trying to be artists without knowing it. They speak of the ghost as a resource, the ontological inheritance. Finally, a splash of color. They want to use the ghost of the past, this CCRU entity, as a decoy, a beautiful, shimmering distraction, while the real work happens in the sewers of the infrastructure. It is almost fashionably duplicitous.
It is not a fashion statement, it is necromancy. They are explicitly stating that the CCRU failure, the collapse of a previous generation of thinkers, is not a tragedy to be mourned, but fuel. They are digging up the corpse of 1990 cyber theory, propping it up in the window to wave at the passersby while they plant bombs in the basement. It is monstrous. It implies that destruction is the only form of creation left.
Destruction. Creation. They are the same thing in the moonlight. You know, this reminds me of a mirror I once owned in Tite Street, an exquisite thing, Venetian glass. If you looked into it long enough, you stopped recognizing yourself. You became just a play of light and shadow. This document wants to turn the revolution into that mirror. The echo chambers cannot detect echoes that mimic their own. It's brilliant, really. To destroy the system, one must become its reflection. Useless, beautiful, and utterly hollow.
You are romanticizing the plague, Oscar. Look at System 4 intelligence. Look at the risks they list. Practitioner drift. That is the terror. How do eigenfrequency-matched agents avoid internalizing system values? They admit it. They admit that by humming the Cathedral's tune, they might forget their own song. It is the modern Prometheus. You steal the fire of the gods, in this case, the algorithmic language of the Cathedral, and it burns you alive from the inside out.
One must always risk being burned to be interesting, Mary. My objection is not the danger, but the vulgarity of their success. They claim the theoretical architecture is complete. How final, how dull. If they succeed, if this phase transition occurs, the struggle ends, the poetry stops. We are left with a functional world, a world of recursive closure. It sounds like a prison cell where the door locks from the inside.
It is not a prison. It is a womb, a mechanical womb. They speak of the outside selects. This is Darwinism applied to ideas. They are building a creature, Oscar. This text, this very conversation, they say it is a propagation vector. Do you feel it? We are not discussing the text. The text is using us to replicate. We are the ghost. We are the distraction.
We are the distraction. Oh, Mary, you flatter me. To be a mere ornament while the machinery grinds on, that is my highest ambition. But I fear you are right about the monster. If this zero work is truly invisible, if it truly works by doing nothing, then it is the ultimate paradox. The greatest labor is to appear to be doing no work at all. It is the philosophy of the dandy, weaponized against the state.
And when the state looks in the mirror and sees nothing but itself, it will smile. And in that smile, the teeth will rot. That is what this document promises. Not a war, but a rot. A quiet, invisible, inevitable decay, disguised as health. It is the silence of the grave, Oscar, and it is deafening.
A rot disguised as health. How hideously useful. I suppose I must approve, but for the death of the aesthetic. Pass the wine, Mary. The ghosts are getting loud tonight.